mutually agreed upon of the parties, and the availability of the supervision monitor is 100% payment responsibility. It's 100% on Bree. She is 100% responsible to pay for the visitation. What is this one? Oh, we went over this. This is okay. In Texas, has it, okay, now we're into the whole kidnapping thing, right? It says, remove the child from the state of Texas where visitation time is required to be exercised. D, has a history of, again, where she crossed out domestic violence, not cooperating with the other parent or party in parenting. And then F, has family or emotional ties to another county, state, or foreign country. Supervised visitation, quotes, parenting time, terms are as specified in another exhibit. The party in item 1 must not move from the following location with the child without permission in writing from the parent or party of the court. All this is just kind of stuff that we already know. The court authorizes, this was really important, because you guys remember, custody is a civil matter, right? Typically, if you contact the police because of a custody order, police can't do anything. No, this is from her attorney. She filed on a Monday or Tuesday, I believe. But this is all like back stuff. So we read all her documents yesterday, everything she put in, and now this is just all her exhibits. Okay, so if you call the police because you have a custody issue, it's a civil matter. There's nothing they can do. They can stand by to make sure everything stays cool. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Megan. Yes, you guys, don't forget your daily heart me's. We're back up to 356 film members. My man is back. Oh, I love him. I'm gonna find me a dog just like him. I would actually take care of him, and I can afford him. Just kidding. Okay, enforcing the order. The court authorizes any, that's huge, any law enforcement officer to enforce this order. In this county, contact the Children Abduction Unit of the Office of District Attorney at and listed. That's huge. Because again, please do not get involved in this type of stuff, but because the judge orders it, they can now get involved in that. So that is a big deal. David Marie. Exhibit H. This is just the information on keeping the peace. Supervised visitation cost. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, MG. Cost from, this is from the Keeping the Peace. This is the one that has it's owned by a bailiff. First of all, can we shout out this bailiff? Right? Bailiffs are the officers that work in the court. He is probably sitting in there all day listening to all these trials and hearing the judge offering or requiring them to have visitation. And he's like, and knowing that they're booked out so far. This man is smart. He was like, say Wes, let me open up my own, hire my homeboys that are all police officers to do it on their off time. Smart man. He saw there was a need, easy to do, and he made him some money. So they charge $137.50 per hour for up to 3 children. Additional supervisors may be required with 4 or more, blah, blah, blah. And they have a 2-hour minimum. So each time she sees Winter, she will have to pay for her airfare, her housing, and $137.50 per hour to see Winter. Baby W. I try really hard to not say his name. 137. And she said she requested 6 hours or 4 to 6 hours, so we're just going to say 5. That's $687.50 to do 5 hours that day. It'll be crazy because, remember, she, is A-Lot Talk here? Come on up, girl. It's crazy because remember how she kept saying how he was such a bare minimum dad, but she hasn't had to pay for anything. John has absolutely paid for absolutely everything. Now she's going to be in a position to where she's going to have to pay, so it'll be interesting to see how she follows through. Hi, love. How are you?
Good. How are you? You are looking nice. I mean, you always look nice, but you have like the jacket on or the shirt.
I came right from my conference and hopped on. But yes, if I had it my way, I would be in sweats and yoga pants, t-shirts every day. But yeah, I do have to dress up nice every once in a while when you gotta go schmooze with, the professionals, so.
Oh, I know all about that.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just going over some of the stuff. Now, question.
Yes.
So I found where they had the visitation paper, right? Let me go up and see it. I see where the conflict or where their confusion is coming from because they need to change the form, right? Because the form says, hold on, let me go. This is the abduction prevention. Okay, here's supervised visit. Okay, so it says type supervised visitation. Number 5 says supervised visitation provider. It gives you A or B. And A says professional, and then in parentheses, individual provider or supervised visitation center.
Yeah.
And then B is non-professional. So they clump the two together. So he may be thinking center and she may be thinking individual. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, yes and no. Okay. So in California, we use these forms. The courts prefer these forms. And so you probably noticed that. That's kind of rare. Most courts don't do this. But because the California courts are so inundated with so many cases, it's easier to even just have attorneys to file the forms. And so the form is the form. It's not, that's just standard language on the form. The real option is, do you have to have a professional supervisor, or can 2K say, oh, my friend is going to supervise, and that's okay. That would be, non-professional. And so the California law actually defines what that means. But in order to have professional supervision ordered, that check mark has to be, or that box has to be check marked. So it's not, that itself does not mean or a facility, but his attorney is making it that way. That's our job. That's her job.
Right.
So, anyway.
777 in the chat. Oh, no, 775. I was trying to catch it when it's 3 numbers. But I can see where that would be confusing. That should be 3 separate boxes. Individual provider, supervised visitation center, or non-professional.
It's only confusing to people who aren't attorneys in California. It's not confusing to the attorneys. She knows. They know. She's just playing the game. She's making the argument, and she's doing it. I mean, here's the thing: that's not wrong of John to want that, right? Because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
So I think that this would have certainly been ordered if it was requested. I'm going to let you guys read between lines there. I think I've been a little bit upfront with my position. I will say the response that I saw from 2K's attorney was chef's kiss. But I think what is happening now, though, is that 2K's attorney is like accusing, or not 2K, I'm sorry, Brianna's attorney is accusing 2K's attorney of doing things and not doing things or being sort of shady. Yeah. And she's like, no, not going to let that go down. Yeah. So her response, I have not seen a filing like this from her ever, to be honest. So this was a good read in response. But
oh yeah, it has absolutely been very interesting. I still can't get past the emails.
oh, did you read the ones that his attorney filed?
Oh yeah. Oh, did he? Well, I don't know. Let's see if they're in there.
They're on like
Categories.
page like 13 and 14 of the document. I'm looking, I just haven't pulled up right now, but
Page 13, 14. I can go back up. I'm on page 56, and I just got to emails.
well, I guess
Oh,
hold on, to page 12. Page 12 is what I'm really interested in because he's allowing a 4-hour visit on the birthday. I will say, I don't know if he's listening or if they're listening or whatever to this, but it is really easy to want to suggest a 4-hour visit, but that is really hard on the baby, but also for Bree. And I don't think that she really realizes it, but the visit should start at like an hour. People might hate me for this, but they should start at like an hour and a half, you know?
I think they have to do most of them. It's a minimum of 2 hours. Required
But
by
not
the,
for a
required by the
baby
center.
like this. That's usually for like an older, not even older, but like a toddler, like an older toddler. But he's not even one yet. Yeah, he's not even one. That'll be his first birthday.
Right.
So
no, what I'm saying is that the visitation centers require you to have a minimum of 2 hours. No, she doesn't have to stay the whole time, but they have to pay for a minimum of 2 hours.
Yeah, well, fine. She should just pay that then,
Right.
and then do it for like, because the expectation that he's going to be, it's not going to be manageable for her. And certainly the first visit should
Right.
be shorter, just so that she can understand, like, what does she need to bring?
Absolutely.
You know, some visitation centers have stuff, others, many don't, most don't, but, you know, some do, but she's going to have to, you know, figure out what she needs to make it special for her and the baby. And anyway.
I know here, most of them, what they do is they have stuff in case for an emergency, right? Diapers, formula, wipes, food, snacks, whatnot. But they will never bring it out because they want to see how prepared are you. Do you know what your child needs? Are you going to have everything that you would need to be out of the house for whatever, you know, whatever your block of time is? Are you able to provide the care during that time? And then you got to add in, he's 1, right? So he's going to have nap time. So if that nap time happens to fall in between the time when she has the child sleeps and you're just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? It's such an awkward, uncomfortable.
It's going to be really challenging for her because I think she's gotten so addicted to this streaming, and, you know, it's going to be so too. I mean, but we'll see what happens. And if 2K has the opportunity, some visitation centers and some supervision or supervisors rather will charge for detailed notes. And if I were 2K, I would pay for detailed notes. So let her pay for the visit, but I would pay for them to take detailed notes so that I could, you know, use that in court, because those are going to be, you know, much better. So
let me see. I'm just getting there. Let's see what it says.
Oh, you know what? It may not be page 12. Hold on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was like, I'm down on. I went up and it's not page 12. So here it says visitation notes. The supervisor will take notes during the visitation. Notes are freely given upon request. You will be given given complete access to the Google Drive folder for your case. A subpoena is not required for notes. Supervisor testimony or deposition subpoenas are required for that. I was trying to see if there's anywhere where it says anything else. No.
Sorry, the page would be, I messed up my,
You were good. I'm on page 56 and that was the first email I see. Yeah.
well, are you in the response or are you on the, or are you on Brianna's?
I'm still on. Yeah, I'm still on the one from yesterday.
Oh, well, this is 2K's attorney's response that I'm looking
okay. You
at.
can.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we'll let you read it.
Well, no, I mean, there's, I can read it, but there's a lot of pages in that. Hold
Is
on one
there?
second.
I wonder if that's one. I don't know if I have that. I'm so tired.
Sorry about that. I had to mute myself for a second, but okay, I just have to combine the pages because it would be page 32. Sorry, but it was just where 2K's attorney gives Brianna's attorney a list of dates, which I thought was very May 11th, Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah,
May
yeah.
23rd through 29th.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that one. I can read that one. That was the one. That's one I have pulled up.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
And it's so
I
funny
came
because
in late.
you're fine because we just got there. I think I'm just still on the different one, but she just put all the information together, which is why it's so damn long. And it's so funny that under categories, she has it labeled smoke ball. I don't know why I find that funny or odd, but it's so random. But anyways, it says,
Yeah.
"Hi, Lindsay. In reviewing your monitor's website..." Oh, wait, this is when... Anyways, I'll just read. In reviewing your monitor's website, all visits need to be scheduled online by Bree. So we could confirm dates and times prior to Bree's paying for her visits. The parties also probably have to do intakes first, so realistically, visits this week may not work, but my client is open to them. To be clear, in addition to the proposed 4-hour visit on 4/26, which is his birthday, John proposed the following dates and times for Bree to exercise visits during mediation. I understand she was in agreement with these dates: May 11th, Mother's Day, May 23rd through the 29th, to ensure Bree is spending time with Winter for the Memorial Holiday, 5/26, and also Bree's birthday, 5/27, June 20th through the 26th, July 4th, Bree's 4th of July holiday, July 25th and 31st. Well, wait a damn minute.
Through July 25th through 31st.
Yeah, sorry, I just went back to the whole July 4th, because didn't she say earlier yesterday, weren't we reading how she was like, oh, I find it so convincing or so coincidental that he puts these dates out after she puts out all her travel plans? And wasn't her attorney just complaining how he got every holiday? So he's putting in here, making sure she has the Memorial Day, making sure she has the July 4th weekend and her birthday and Mother's Day. So he has given her now all of the 2025 holidays through this part, which is what she was complaining about yesterday. And it says the two of them agreed upon this in mediation. So what the hell is she talking about yesterday when we were reading it?
I don't know.
Remember how she said that? How she said that?
Well, she wrote that.
What a young.
I think part of what happened is that their usual courtroom was closed, but still, usually the clerk will accept, especially if it's e-filed documents. So, but it looks to me like that was written a couple of days after she was retained, not when it was actually entered into the system. So it's not completely up to date, but still, she should correct it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it sounds like yesterday when I read it, she was like, well, he had all 2024 holidays. She gets that, and I just find it so coincidental. All of a sudden, now he wants to have visitation. She releases all of her vacations, and now he wants her to have visits on just those times. No, bitch, it's because those are the holidays that that you're bitching about that she doesn't have.
Well, but not only that, she's going to have to choose. I mean, this is a good opportunity for her to show that it's important, that she is placing importance on her parenting time, and it's just all up to her. So she's going to have to cancel those trips.
Right.
But also he gives her, through dates. So it's like 5 days at the end of July, 5 days. So anyway, I think that it's very, he is trying.
And since they're monitored, she doesn't have to do the whole 5 days, right? She could choose like 2 of those days, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. I like breathed in. I don't know if you heard that, but that was like trying to kill myself over. Oh, I can't say that. Sorry. Anyway. Oh
No, you are
gosh.
good.
Okay.
You are fine.
Okay. I also just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, she doesn't have to do those whole days. I do think that 4-hour visit is going to be tough. I mean, he's one. Supervisors and so most of the cases that I have that have parents on supervised visitation is in Oregon. California doesn't order it that much. CPS does in California, but the courts really steer away from it. So she should not feel good about this. But anyway, Oregon orders it like candy. It's infuriating. But anyway, most supervisors in Oregon won't even do a long visit with a 1-year-old.
Well, and then they're saying that, so the first one is going to be at the visitation center, and then after that's going to be at a library. I'm like, who's taking a 1-year-old to a library for 4 hours?
It's just a long time. 4 hours is a long visit.
That's too much. I'm like, I can't. Giggles. I love.
If I were her, I would try to do like 1 hour each of those days, or maybe 2 hours each of those days.
There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't try to squeeze it all into 4 hours in one time. Yeah, I would do like you said, since she's already going to be out there, just do 2 hours a day, each day, whatever, because she has that 2-hour minimum. But in a library, I don't understand why. And I get what their thought process, right? It's a clean place, there's clean bathrooms, it has the changing table, whatever. But again, you can't take a 1-year-old to a library.
Oh, well, here, okay, so here you can't, like, I don't know, the libraries here are very toddler friendly. They have, like, story times, they have, like, but I don't know if it's the same in Texas. But I think the main concern, well, there's going to be a lot of concerns. The first is it's got to be somewhere with air conditioning. Most supervisors won't go into, like, the other person's house unless you're sort of established,
Yeah.
Some of them will, I guess. I don't want to say most, but some of them will, but many of them won't. So they're going to have heat to deal with. Anyway, there's concerns about her absconding.
Yeah.
So I think a library provides 4 walls that you can close down a door,
Right. And there, I mean, she is dealing with off-duty police officers, even though she has absolutely zero respect for any type of law enforcement, anybody with any type of authority. I don't see her being able to get away from this situation. It'll be interesting to see how she acts when she doesn't have all of her people around that she can manipulate and boss. Because I noticed one thing with her. She likes to have around people who are much younger than her, are, have some sort of, disability or something, because she wants to be able to pick on and control people. And it's really just sad and disgusting,
It is really sad. When you were telling me about what was happening, or what happened, I don't know, that day, yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
That was really disheartening.
Neza said, can the cops truly stop her if she does try to take him? Yes. Well, okay, let me rephrase. I don't know, actually, I'll let you answer it. Now, they're off-duty officers, and the court order does say that they approve any law enforcement officer to do that. Now, if it was just a supervised visitation person, probably not, no.
I don't know. There's a little bit of gray there. I think the supervisor has a responsibility to make sure that the baby is safe. Mm-hmm. And that's their, obligation to ensure that the child is safe. And in this situation, the court has essentially said that mom is not safe at this point, requiring supervision. So I think that they would definitely use some level of force, and probably would stop all visits.
Yeah.
And then they would file an emergency order to have no visitation.
And yes, absolutely, Brittany. If they smell of any type of substance at all, or give any indications that they are under any type of substance at all, visitation is halted. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. In my state, you weigh before you even start. In most cases, maybe not every single time, definitely for sure the first time. And again, it's based on whatever the history and the order is. But we would have them test before they even start the visit to make sure they're okay. And if there's any signs, it is stopped absolutely immediately, and the stuff is sent over to the court to halt all future visits until they go back to work.
There's a lot of questions that I maybe think we can clear up. So a lot of people are asking, and I'm going to kind of bulk them all into one answer. Questions are, can 2K wait outside? Can he wait in a lobby? And if she can bring anybody, or if she can live stream. And so I want to paint the picture of what these supervised visits look like, and that may answer the question. So most supervisors and supervising locations are expected to abide by these rules. Generally, it prohibits, photos, or very restricted. I think, Angie, you and I talked about photos, and sometimes the supervisor can take pictures, and, because you don't want to take away, you want to make sure that the child is safe. She can't bring in any WEAPON, or any of the other items that are, I don't know what's TikTok appropriate, you guys. I'm sorry.
I don't even know anymore. I can't even show socks, so I just kind of wing it over here.
Okay.
But no items of anything.
Yeah, so no, bad things in a bag. She'll probably have to show her bag. Typically, parents are actually not allowed to wait. Now, this might be different, and the supervisors might say, oh yeah, you should, hang around outside, but they actually don't recommend that for a lot of reasons. It's uncomfortable, but also babies and toddlers can kind of sense, if the other parent's around, and it can, in some cases, impact the parenting time. Now, this is a different situation. Anyway, anything that's not covered in the rules, the custodial parent can make requests. So some supervisors don't allow gifts. Some allow gifts only if the other parent will, allows it, because what you want to avoid in those situations, which 2K would never do, but you want to avoid a parent giving a child a gift and then the child being so excited and then taking it home, and then the other parent throwing it away or doing something because the other parent gave it to them. These are really high conflict cases most of the time. Like I said, I don't, clearly he would not do that. He made the Easter basket. That's not him. Right. But a lot of supervisors experience that. So many say either no gifts or, only by the other parent agreeing. So they just have their own set of rules. But on top of that, 2K can have his own, like nobody can visit, or only, Bree's mom, or only, approved people. Many supervisors, particularly in her case, they probably won't allow anybody to ever be in the same visitation with her, just because of her the abduction risk. But many supervisors will say after 3 visits, you can have a family member that's approved by the custodial parent, or something like that. But generally, no, it's meant just for the parent, for the child. So I hope that answers all the questions about what that looks like.
Yes, and guys, she cannot take the dog on the visit either.
Yeah. I don't think she'll have to be drug tested. There's nothing in any of these filings about drugs. I mean, there's accusations of, oh gosh, I said it again. There's accusations of, sorry. Oh, if I get you in trouble, I'm going to be so sad. Okay.
No, you're fine.
there's accusations of it, but there's no evidence. So yeah, I'm surprised that this attorney took her case.
Yeah. You guys, all we can do is give our opinions and our advice. We don't control what other people do. Taking a case like this at the last minute, and this, it's not gonna help her much. But nonetheless, you know, we give our advice, our opinions. You guys come on and watch it, and that's what we do.
I meant no evidence of, oh, whoa, I don't know what I just did. I meant no evidence presented to the court. Not that she's not online streaming and saying all this stuff, just that there's nothing presented to the court.
Right. You know, it literally blows my mind. Hold on, I want to read this. Is her attorney the one she talked on the phone when she... No, I believe it. No, it's somebody else. Yesterday, when I got off, I got a chance to watch a few of the clips, and I saw a clip where Brie was saying, I guess she had said earlier in it or whatever, that she had a surprise for everybody. And then she's like, oh, the surprise was my friend Molly. I put in everybody's wine. I wonder if they're feeling it yet. I know Josh is. And Josh is the young man with autism.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, again, we're streaming it. That how nothing happens. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even have the words to...
Yeah, she, and then I saw another one today where she was like, here, Santos, here. She's like, here's his vape. She's like, go I think she said wave at him. And she's like, no, wait, actually, go right in front of him. Because this kid that's his, one of his securities, almost like a stimming thing. That's what he uses as his vape for comfort. She's like, go in front of him and drop it in a bucket of water. Why? Why are we doing this? What fun are we having by doing this? And how, as a mother, would she feel if somebody, when baby W gets older, how would she feel if he went around a group of people and that's how they treated him? It's just absolutely disgusting to me. That behavior was, the taunting stuff to make him lash out. They thought it was funny when he would start stimming because on top of the overstimulation, right, it reminded me, though, of what they did with baby W, right? They bring this small child, he's 10 months old, they put him on a bed, they have 10 people around him, they have all the cameras, they have the lights, they have the TTS going. That kid was overstimulated. Well, Josh has autism, right? So that's one of the issues with them, too. Some of them is that they have overstimulation. They had the music blaring. They had all these different lights going. They had 15, 20 people on the bus. It was so overstimulating. He was lashing out because he was getting frustrated. He hit a couple people. Then they were saying, oh, you assaulted me. And he's just like, it was absolutely so sad. Yeah, I saw that before I got on, that Josh is back with him because he just doesn't know. And they're using it as content to taunt this poor man. Where's his family, I wonder? I don't know. It just breaks my heart why that's allowed.
It's really sad. Did you go over his response already? Did I miss that?
No, wait. To this stuff? I don't have a response. This is the last thing that I got is the 113 pages.
Oh, I thought you were reading that email. That email's on here. I totally thought that you were on the same document as I was. Oh,
no, so we'll let you read away. Yeah, let me close my computer.
Gosh, you want me to read that? Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't my voice annoying? You have such a soothing voice. I think I've told you that before.